Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Kiana and today I'm going to be introducing you to my current household family. This is the Coleman family. We have not gotten very far yet, but I have already been having so much fun with them that I thought that I would share with you guys. So as y'all know, if there is one thing that I will always crave in The Sims 4, it's family gameplay. So I created this family to kind of scratch that itch a little bit. I've also been thinking a lot about Henford on Bagley and farming because so much about the new world kind of gives me Henford vibes. So I decided to move them to that big 64 by 64, and we're going to do everything that we can to try our best to live off the land. So I will introduce you to the rest of the family in just a sec, but I will go ahead and give you their backstory. So this on screen is Sawyer Coleman. She met her husband Asher when she was just a toddler. Their moms are still best friends to this day, so they've been doing toddler playdates and sleepovers for as far back as they can remember. They fell in love in high school and went off to college together and then settled in Newcrest. Asher was a doctor and Sawyer had a restaurant and bakery in town, but a few months ago, Asher was informed that his grandfather had passed away and left his Henford farm to Asher in his will. So, after a quick trip to check out everything and make sure it was okay, Asher proposed that the family relocate to raise their children in a far more relaxed environment. So, they don't know anything at all about farming, but we're going to do our best to see how we can get through. They do have two kids. We've got a daughter, Emma, and a toddler son, Silas, and they also have two horses, a cow, some chickens, a dog, and a baby sheep. So, very, very full house. Let me go ahead and let you meet the rest of the family. All right, so they're just having a little bit of an alfresco dinner. They did have pizza caliente that Sawyer made for dinner, along with some iced tea. So we've got the whole fam out here. Silas is over there on the bench because unfortunately he is not able to sit with the rest of his family. And we've got the dog Cooper. One of their horses just came over. That's Belle. This seems like not the best environment for having an outdoor dinner, but that's what they're doing. And then I will show you very quickly um, the last two members of the family. This is Asher, that is Sawyer's husband, and then over here we've got little Emma. So it is 7:30 though. I did decide to record this very late into their day. So I think we will probably start getting the kids ready for bed. I did sign Emma up for summer school because I guess the way that I'm looking at this in my mind, she's moving to a new country and a new school system. So she's probably going to want to get acclimated to that system before the school year starts. So I did sign her up for summer school for that purpose. Hopefully, that works out. Also, I think one of the other things that I wanted to do really quickly before we got into it is I'll just go over their skills, or not their skills, but their traits and their aspiration really fast. And I will start with Asher since he's up. So Asher is family oriented. He is self-assured. He loves the outdoors. He is also an animal enthusiast. He prefers exclusive romantic relationships and would be happy to have a child right now. He also has the collector bonus trait from his aspiration. His aspiration is country caretaker. I don't know how much of this we're going to get done, but I've never played with this one before since Cottage Living came out, so I thought it would be fun to give him that one. And seeing that he would be happy to have a child reminds me, I don't think he has any woohoo protection in his pockets. He does not, so I'm going to need him to go and grab some. So while we're doing the rest of these intros, let me go ahead and send Asher off to handle some business because we cannot have any more kids. This family is already big enough. Would it be here? No, it's not. It's under Woohoo Health. Yes. Go buy Woohoo protection items. Please go do that, Asher. Thank you. All right, so then I'll go ahead and introduce you to Sawyer while he's doing that. Sawyer is good, a foodie, and family oriented. She would also be happy to have a child, not on my watch, and she prefers exclusive romantic relationships. She also has the domestic. Why are you still sitting here? Please go do what I asked you to do. Asher, go. Um, But she has the domestic bonus trait from her aspiration, which is the big happy family. And I hope that she is able to satisfy everything that she needs for this aspiration with the two children that we have, because I have absolutely no interest right now with everything that we've got going on and having any more kids. I'll show you really quickly before I get to the kids where we're living. So this lot is by one of my absolute favorite builders, Bojana Sims, here on YouTube, and I will have it linked down below. I'm pretty sure that this lot was designed for what's the other world? The Chestnut Ridge. But I decided to plop it down here because it has everything that I need for kind of the full farm experience that I was hoping for. But like I said, I will have it linked down below. It also just allowed me to kind of start playing pretty much immediately. I put in some stuff for the kids, but for the most part, this is kind of how it came. All right, Emma. Emma is a creative genius. She still wants to play pretend in a a tree house, but her dad has to build that first. So we're still waiting on that one. And I believe she has the creative trait. And right now her confidence is neutral. Baby Silas over here. I think he has inquisitive, and his first toddler quirk that he received was that he loves sounds. So I love these kids so much. This one here is a real piece of work, but I've been having so much fun with them. So I think while Asher is off getting that woohoo protection, I'll probably have everyone start cleaning up from the dinner so that the kids can head off to bed. Why don't you, Emma? I feel like it would be a good chore for you to come over here, and why don't you clean up all of these dishes? And I know sometimes they will auto do the rest, but I don't know if I trust that. So you go ahead and clean all that up, and then Mom, why don't you clear this tray? Empty the tray, and then I want you to put this pizza away. And then I think I try not to pick up the kids as much as possible when they're working on their movement skill, because it just makes so much more sense for you to let them work on it in order to build the skill. So I'm going to have Silas come on. That's not what I wanted to do. Silas, you come on in here, and then once you're inside, I will have your mom or dad potty train you. Is Dad still getting his woohoo protection? He is. Closely connected. I don't think I've seen this one before. Happy memories from reminiscing together. Reminiscing about the early days of this relationship and all the important milestones makes Asher emotional. And that means a lot more, I think, because they've known each other for so long. So that's really cute. What else does he have going on? All the standard stuff, fashionably recognized from being complimented on outfit. We did do that. Where are you going, ma'am? Where are you going? I do have autonomy on, which is not a thing that I normally do, but there's just way too many Sims in this household for me to be trying to control all of them myself. I think that Emma has already done her homework. She is going to bother her brother. I'm going to ask that she not do that. And instead, why don't you come up here to this bathroom and use that and then shower so that you can get ready for bed. And then Asher's back. It says all set. Woohoo protection items were added to Asher's inventory. That is perfect because we definitely do not need to wait. Didn't I tell you to do something? Who did I tell to do that? No, you leave that coffee alone. In fact, let me go ahead and stop y'all from being able to make coffee because you could just go to bed. Like, that's crazy. So let me click on Sawyer real fast. And then Sawyer, let's do tuner. So when we're looking for, and we're going to enable an autonomy scan, and then I'm going to come in here to this kitchen, come over to this coffee pot, and I'm going to stop your ability to autonomously make coffee. It's already turned off. What was he about to do? Grab a drink? No, turn that off too. I don't know what he was about to do. It's already turned off. So what were you going to do? Make coffee. Yeah, you can't. You physically can't make coffee. I'm so confused. All right, so Emma, I want you to go upstairs and use the restroom and take a shower. I thought I already asked you to do that. Not really sure what happened there. Stop bothering your brother. And then she wants to go nap in the rocking chair. Definitely not. I do want them to woohoo though, so I'll probably let them stay up a little bit later this evening. Mostly because I know that earlier they both wanted to. Yeah, first woohoo. So I will make sure that they do that. I don't know why it says first woohoo. Maybe I have forgotten to take care of that part of their relationship these first couple of days. But in fairness to me, there was a lot going on. All right, so the baby has made it inside. Asher, why don't you come over here, stop talking to the horse, and potty train your child? Please do that. And then hopefully Emma is making her way upstairs like I asked her to. No. Is this door locked? Are you not able to get in there? You are not able to get in there. So that makes sense. All right, so stop bothering your mother and go upstairs and use the restroom and take that shower. It's now almost 9 o'clock. It takes so long to get like kids to bed at night in this game, like a ridiculously long time. All right, so mom is just sitting at the computer. She's not doing anything. Make coffee. I turned it off. How are you making coffee? Let me make sure I haven't lost my mind. Autonomy scan. Grab a drink is turned off. Make coffee is turned off. Empty. Make there's still another make coffee. That's why. All right, is it done now? Are we done? All right, looks like we're done. So no one should be able to make any coffee. Get away from there. Leave that alone. And actually, while you're sitting here, why don't you do the laundry? Because we do want to put that out tomorrow morning. New family dynamic strict. For what reason? You just walked over to him and asked him to go and get potty trained. When it comes to Asher and Silas, a sense of order seems to abound, as the younger Sim has a deep respect for the older family member, often meeting the older Sim's high expectations. For family members with a strict family dynamic, the older Sim will ask the younger Sim to do things like cleaning more, and the younger Sim will generally avoid rebelling, though both might get more stressed overall. Would you say that Asher and Silas have a strict family dynamic? No, of course not. He is a toddler. Please pick him up and go and do those things. All right, so I was having you do the laundry, so why don't you go ahead and move those clothes to the washing machine? How's Emma coming along? She is just finishing up in the restroom, so that's nice. Silas is getting on the potty. It's going to take him 2 hours to finish that. While that's happening, though, I will have mom grab some detergent. I said I will have mom grab some detergent. Grab detergent. I'm going to have to find out where this rocking chair is that she's going and turn off the autonomy for that one as well. Wash that laundry so that way in the morning you can put it out on the clothesline, which I would really, really like to do. All right, so I'm going to have mom just come in here and nap while we're waiting for Asher to finish up, and he can handle everything else with the kids so that they can get that woohoo done. She wants to fulfill an aspirational goal. That might be a minute. What else does she have? Read to a child for 2 hours. Socialize with your child 10 times. Okay, we can do that. So we'll see if she's got that same one when she wakes up from her nap. Emma, how's it coming along? All right, Emma is officially done. And she is redressed now in a different outfit for some reason. Fantastic. Come on over here to your room, brush your teeth, and then put on your pajamas. I think you only have one, if I am not mistaken. Yes. And then you can head to bed. 9:30. Actually, I'm going to put her homework in her inventory so she doesn't forget that for tomorrow. All right, mom is still having her nap. She looks very peaceful, curled up in the fetal position on the couch. Love that for her. And I'm pretty sure we still have like an hour of waiting for Silas to use the restroom. You are not going to play with dolls. After you finish, you're going to bed, sir. And he's got his pizza plate in his pockets, so I'm going to go ahead and toss that for him. This house is massive as well, but it kind of makes sense because of the size of the family. that they would have a really big house. I think she's got some food in her inventory as well. Yeah, she's got some extra slices of pizza. Let's go ahead and put those in the fridge. So as far as the house is concerned, like I said, I didn't really change anything, but I kind of do want to give Emma her own room. I didn't do that because I was too lazy and I just wanted to play. So right now she's sharing a room with Silas. But eventually I would like to make this her room. It does have like a nice little closet area and then its own bathroom with a shower. So I think this will be a good room for her. But once I've got some time to decorate it, I will go ahead and do that. So it looks like Silas is finally using the restroom, and I will auto lights this room, but I will turn this light on all the time. So they've got like a little night light. And then let's check in. I think he's finally going. Is he finally going? He is. And Cooper is in here for moral support. Love that. Asher's a little sleepy, and he is blowing up the bathroom in real time. So that is fantastic. All right, so he's done. Let's go ahead and send him upstairs to bed. So we will have Asher bring Silas upstairs, and let's change Silas's outfit, and we will put him in his pajamas as well. There we go. And then he can read Silas to sleep. Read toddler to sleep. This is taking such a long time. What does Asher want to do? I forgot. He wants to clean a shed, and he also wants to rub or scratch a horse's neck. We can absolutely do both of those things. Silas wants to slide, which we will absolutely do. He also wants to become playful from being inquisitive. We can do that too. All right, so how's it going, Dad? You're going upstairs without the child. Don't you need the child in order to change the child? Sir, he's going to nap. He's not even going to do what I told him to do. Go back downstairs, pick up your child. I'm going to have to do something about that. Rocking chair. I try to turn off as much autonomy to like things I don't want them to do that they get fixated on, like napping and sleeping, because sometimes you're just going to be tired. That's life. This is where they want it to go. So in just a second, I will turn off the autonomy for that one. No, Cooper, we don't have time for kisses right now. We've got to put this baby to bed. So let's go back up here. Let's try this one more time. Change Silas's outfit. Please do that. Take Silas upstairs, change his outfit. I'll wait until I make sure that you're on your way before I set up the next interaction. All right, he does have the child, so let's also read Silas to sleep. It's 10:54. It's getting so late. All right, read your son to bed. This has always been so cute to me. Love this interaction. Also, we're missing a chair here because they kept having a problem getting out of the way after they put Silas to bed. So I just got rid of the chair. He's not going to be doing any homework anytime soon anyway. And by the time he is, his sister will no longer be in his room, so he can use this desk. Looks like Sawyer is still sleeping, but she desperately needs to use the restroom, so I will have her wake up and go take care of that. Okay, don't cry about it. I already told you what to do. It's no sense being a baby. All right, baby's still awake, so I know we're not finished. Oh, there we go. All right, so now that is done, I think, let me remember to do that autonomy thing I wanted to do. And I have to use Sawyer because she is the one that I originally set up for this. So the other thing I was going to say, and I got distracted, we do have a nursery already. So at some point in the future, if I decide that I'm ready for another kid, then we've already got a nursery that we can move into. I think the one problem is going to be, that's going to be a minute, because as y'all can see, these kids, this whole family is a handful. So I'm going to take my time to get to that point. All right, so let me have him use the restroom, and then he can wash his hands and brush his teeth. And then I'm going to have Sawyer, who is feeling flirty from high desire. I don't even know where that came from. She just woke up in a mood, but she is still tired. So we'll have them go ahead and woohoo really quickly once she is done. Since Asher is in the upstairs bathroom, why don't you go ahead and brush your teeth down here? And it doesn't look like we need to clean this potty just yet, so that's fine. I kind of like the idea of Asher doing more of the outside stuff and Sawyer doing more of the inside stuff, so that's kind of the plan. He'll be doing a lot of the farming. I also want them to hire a range hand, so let me actually have Sawyer do that right now while she's waiting. I think it's under here. And then hire a service. So we're going to hire a ranch hand. This is my first time doing this, by the way. It says that that is going to be 100 simoleons plus 12 simoleons an hour. We can absolutely afford that. So speaking of what we can afford, as far as their household funds are concerned, they did sell their home in Newcrest. What are you doing? Nope, you're not doing that. You're going to wait right here, and your wife's going to come up so she can ask you to woohoo. That is not who I want to do that, because then you're going to go all the way downstairs. So I'm going to have Sawyer come upstairs to you to do that. Woohoo with Asher. Definitely do not try for pregnancy. But what I was going to say is they have quite a bit of household funds. They sold their home in Newcrest, and also Sawyer's business. She had a restaurant and bakery in Newcrest that she sold, and they did buy a bakery here in Henford that I want Sawyer to run eventually. So this is kind of just the remaining proceeds from that sale, since this house was free. And I do want them to hold on to that, because it's going to be a minute before they are in position to pay for everything on their own. So I like the idea of them having some extra funds to sort of pad it. Is something going on with your face, or is that my monitor? It looks like something's happening with her face. I'm very confused by this. So I'm gonna let them woohoo. But yeah, so like I said, that's kind of my plan. That's what I've been doing. One of these days, I will be going to the bakery. We did purchase it already, but we haven't started using it or doing anything with it yet. I've just been so busy, like kind of getting acclimated to having such a big family and all of these animals and living on the farm. So I think tomorrow the plan is going to be to send Silas to daycare. Emma's going to go to school, and then they're just going to work on the farm and kind of getting everything set up. We haven't done any gardening yet, so I kind of want to set up the garden tomorrow, or have Asher do that. So that is a significant part of the plan. I am really concerned about what's happening with your face. What is this? What is going on? And what are you doing? Sir, if you're tired, go to bed. No one's stopping you. You're on the bed. Why would you go? Sir, sir, my brother in Christ, please just get in the bed. Sleep. Thank you. All right. Okay, but seriously, she's having like a serious breakout situation happen with her face. We will have to focus in on that tomorrow. She's not sleeping for some reason, so let her do that, and then I'll figure out what's going on with her face. But let me let these Sims get a good night's sleep, and then I don't know why she's getting out of bed. I'm so confused by this. All right, so let them get a good night's sleep, and then I will see you all in the morning. Okay, so I didn't actually get very far before I got a notification for Silas's second quirk. It says he is a light sleeper. Silas seems to sleep more lightly than other toddlers. Toddlers who are light sleepers have a tendency to wake up randomly when sleeping and will need to be put back to sleep if they're still tired. Yeah, nobody's getting up to do that, sir. So I'm going to need you to go right on ahead and put yourself back to sleep. Do not wake up anyone. Go to sleep. There we go. All right, so the family is just getting up for the day. I'm currently having Emma come outside to take her morning chores, but look at them sleeping together. So this is Winifred. This is our mini sheep, and then Cooper sleeping together is absolutely adorable. I love this family so much, like you have no idea. All right, so Emma is on her way outside. I thought it would be a good idea for like some of the stuff that kids can do for Emma to be the one to take care of that stuff. So she is going to be responsible for collecting the eggs and feeding the chickens every day. While she's doing that, though, I did want to have Mom come down here and not eat bread. She is going to make some breakfast for the family. So she's going to cook some waffles. Let's do waffles with berries. And she woke up in a bit of a mood, so yeah, she's got a lot going on. Looks like baby Silas is awake. He is babbling to himself. Can we do anything with him? How's Dad doing? Dad is not fully rested yet, so we'll let him continue to sleep. And I don't think that Silas can come downstairs on his own yet, so he'll just have to hang out for a bit. Until, well, I guess right now while she's waiting for them to be done, there's 14 minutes. So she can run upstairs and grab Silas, and let's just change him for the day. So let's do change Silas's outfit. We'll put him back in what he was wearing, and then we'll bring him downstairs. Hopefully she can do that in this massive house with enough time to get some breakfast ready for little Emma. All right, so she is collecting eggs. Looks like she collected 6 eggs from the first coop and 2 eggs from the second coop, and she has fed the chicken. So let's go ahead and have her wash her hands, and then can she put some orange juice on the table? Serve drinks. Yes, she can. Let's do soft drinks, and then we'll do orange juice. And it looks like Mom is holding Silas, so let's bring him downstairs as well. And I'm gonna lock this, disable pickup, and then we'll put Silas there so that he can get ready to have breakfast as well. So Emma is on her way. Mom should also be on her way. And whatever was going on with her face appears to have cleared up. I do have quite a few mods that have acne, but they all should be turned off, so I don't know what the deal is there. I'm so ready for this to go away. Like, it is it is really irritating me. All right, is she on her way? She is. And school for Emma starts in an hour, so she should be on her way to put those orange juices on the table, and Mom should be coming over here to collect those waffles. All right, we only need 3, Emma. So I know that they tend to not be able to place them everywhere because of all of the stuff on the table. But if she can give me 3, then we're in good shape. Boom, there we go. All right, Mom's got the waffles. Let's set those here, and we'll let Emma eat first since she does have to head to school. So Emma steady sit there, and then grab a serving. There you go. And she's already going to start drinking her orange juice. Love that. And then we are going to pick up a serving. Oh my God, do not eat the cheese. Are you joking? You just put food on the table. You've got to be kidding me. The food is right there. Sawyer. What am I supposed to be doing? I'm resetting her. MC cheats, resets him. Put the cheese back in the refrigerator, for crying out loud. Your food is already here. You made it. So how can you even be confused by this? Pick up a serving. And you're going to hand that off to your child. And we're also going to give him a drink. So what should we give him to drink? Let's go with an apple and cranberry. That sounds really good. And these waffles look delicious. All right, do that, and then you've got a plate here. You can set that down for baby Silas, and then I will let you sit down here since you're already talking to Emma. You can sit down there and you can grab yourself a serving. New family dynamic jokesters. Cue the punchline. Emma and Sawyer just can't stop cracking each other up. It's always a hoot when these two are in the same room. Family members with the jokesters family dynamic will choose to perform funny or mischief interactions with each other more often, and they'll feel extra playful when spending time together. Would you describe the family dynamic between Emma and Sawyer as being jokesters? I would not. And being playful all the time is actually terrifying in this game. All right, so you grab a serving for yourself. And why did you have to get up to do that? There was nothing wrong with where you were sitting. Thank you. Please just sit down. And you can eat your waffles. All right, he got a little notification or a little moodlet. It says delicious from Juice. I want more. And feeling fulfilled from want fulfillment. So he is in a great mood. Meanwhile, Mom is having breakfast and enjoying her children's company. I love this for them, especially since both the kids are going to be going off today to school. And Emma has reached social level 3. It says Emma's creative faculties are progressing nicely. Love that for her. All right, so I think one of the other things that I want Mom to do today is go do a quick ride with her. So the horse that she's been getting along best with, Belle, I want her to go for a ride with Belle. Wait, why would you immediately become good friends with my toddler? So this is our ranch hand. It says, hey there, I'm your ranch hand. The name is Amos. Nice to meet y'all. I'm good with animals, planes, and repairs. Just let me know and I'll handle it. This ranch is going to run like a well-oiled machine. Oh, and if you want me to harvest planes or pick up manure, just ask. Otherwise, I'll leave it to you. I want to make sure that's what you'd want. You never know. And that makes sense. So the other thing I want to do is find out if I am able to lock the ranch hand out of the house, because I don't need you coming in here to do any chores or anything. You can stay outside. All the things that you need to do are going to be outside. Where is he? Is this him? Yes, Nathan Amos. So they went with last name first. So I am going to lock for, please tell me I can lock for everyone but ranch hand. No, I want to lock out the ranch hand as well. Everyone but household members. So hopefully that will keep our range hand out of our house. All right, so yeah, I wanted her to, at some point today, go for a ride with Belle, who is terrified for some reason. So that was something that I wanted her to do. One of my main goals for moving to Henford, in addition to how ridiculously gorgeous it is I just wanted to see how the horses would kind of maneuver around here. So I definitely want to do that. Right now they're hanging out with the chickens, the horses are, and the baby sheep is in here too. So love that. Mom, are you done with your breakfast? You are not. Why are you taking so long to eat? What's this here? Emma's off to school. Great. All right, Mom. So let's let Silas out of here because we want him to head off to daycare. Well, enable pickup. And now let him out, please. And we'll leave out this orange juice and the waffles for Asher once he's up. Why are you in here? I just tried to lock you out, and here you are. All right, so apparently that's not an option that is available. Whatever you're about to do, please don't do it. Oh, he's coming to clean up dishes. Okay. Does she have to go to the restroom? She doesn't even have to go to the restroom that bad. What is this now? All right, well, before we do that, let's send Silas off to daycare. Is it in here? No. Where is the option? Send to daycare. There we go. Have the best day ever. He wants to play a tablet game. We can absolutely do that once he is home. All right, so Mom wants to... Wait, did she just throw up? Right, so I sent Asher to the store last night to get Woohoo protection. Asher did not use the woohoo protection that I sent him to get, and now Sawyer is throwing up and is apparently rushing off. Can I clean this up? I don't. She better not be pregnant. That's all I gotta say. She better not be pregnant. Sawyer, what are you going to do? You're going to use the restroom. Fine. And then once you're done doing that, I need you to come and. Where are your clothes? What happened to your clothes? Did they get put in the dryer? Because if they did, I'm going to be very upset. Yeah, why did you put them in there? I didn't tell you to do that. You did that, didn't you? I really don't want you to touch my things. Good grief. All right, I'm just ignoring this completely because, like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I told y'all to use protection. I'm not doing this. All right, so these are clean. Let's, can we hang them up? Hang on clothesline, yes. Never mind the fact that they're on the floor. That's not our fault. That's the ranch hand's fault. And Asher is almost there, but he's still sleeping for now. So we'll watch as we come outside, stepping right through that pile of poo, and hang up our clean clothes. I don't use this enough, but it's a sunny day out. And so I kind of feel like this is the perfect save for us to be using it. All right, so that no one else steps into this poo, let me go ahead and stick that in Asher's inventory. Since he's going to be doing all the gardening, he can take the poo. It says Asher has learned about normal quality horse manure. I'm sure that he has. All right, so what can I have Sawyer do? I did have a couple of things that I wanted her to handle. So let me have her wash her hands. And then I wanted her to make some cookies. I did download a mod that improves this cookie jar that came with the last kitchen kit so that you can actually open it and store cookies inside. Maybe you could already do that. But I kind of feel like that's what the mod does. So she's going to make some cookies. I'm going to have her put this waffle maker back in her inventory. And then I think we need cookie batter because I'm pretty sure we don't have that. So let's prep ingredients. And then let's make cookie dough. Looks like Silas is still on his way. There he goes. He's taking his sweet good old time to get over there. All right, so we're going to focus a little bit on the adults. What do you mean? You don't have to go to the bathroom. You just went. Did you not? You didn't go. All right, go now. Didn't I tell you to do that before, or did you get distracted with something else? So hopefully your cookie dough will be done by the time you finish. So I'm going to let her go to the restroom, and hopefully nothing else weird happens. I'm trying to figure out how to lock this dude out of our house. Maybe I just didn't lock all the doors. Is that the problem? Lock for everyone but Ranch Hand. And hopefully he's not in our house right now. He should not be. You have plenty of stuff outside that you should be taking care of. Yes, he is taking care of the cow. So wonderful. Thank you for doing something productive. All right, so she is washing her hands again, and then we should be able to pick up our cookie dough. Yes, let's go ahead and collect prepped ingredients. And then I want her to come over here and bake some cookies. So let's do bake, and then cookies and candies. Look at my options. I just want to do like something basic, chocolate chip cookies. All right, so she doesn't have the cookie dough yet, so we have to wait for her to collect the cookie dough, and then we can come back to this. And it looks like Asher is up, and instead of eating the food that is on the table, he thought instead that he would randomly grab some cheese. So please sit down here, sir, and grab a serving of the food that your wife has already prepared for you for the morning. And he woke up in a mood as well. I don't know what is going on with these Sims. From the looks of it, Asher, you've already done enough. All right, so she's collected that. Where is she going? Where are you going? Where are you going? No, leave that. Come over here and do what I asked you to do. So let's bake cookies and candies, and then let's do chocolate chip. Can we do that now? Did I skip them? Spooky cookies, peanut butter, oatmeal, meringue, gingerbread, chocolate chip. There we go. So you go ahead and bake those chocolate chip cookies, and maybe while you're doing that, okay, I was nervous. Maybe while you're doing that, you can turn on some cottagecore music. All right, so he should be having his breakfast. Yes, he is. Fantastic. And then, Mom, once you're done, or maybe Asher can actually do this. Asher, clean up your son's high chair. And then put away this breakfast if you don't mind. Put away. All right, so Mom is getting her good bake on. Can't see her face. Oh, let me make sure I have my streamer thing turned on because I can't go through that again. Music. Safe for streaming. Okay, good. That is the last thing I need in my life today, is to have another issue with Sims music. All right, so she's going to set this down randomly outside. That's fine. And I am going to see if I can't stick this in our cookie jar, and I can. So there we go. And so now, do we just get an option to take a cookie, open, and then you have to pull the whole thing out. Okay, so if you want a cookie out of there, you're going to have to pull the whole thing out, but at least we've got a cute little storage space for the cookies. All right, Mom, come over here and fill Cooper's bowl. Fill bowl. And then I think that's pretty much all of the, adulting that she needs to do for the morning. I will have her put this cookie dough in the refrigerator, and then she can actually head upstairs, get dressed, and then I want her to go for that ride on Belle. So let's change outfit, and then she can do this one today. She does want to pet an animal, so maybe before she goes for the ride, she can come out here. Did you take my clothes off that? Why would you do that? For what reason? This is going to be a problem for me. Why would you do that? Clean and damp. Because you took my clothes off the thing. Why would you do that? And now I can't put them back. Do laundry. These clothes, I can't put them back. What happened here? Why did you do this? I'm so confused. Do laundry, hang on clothesline. Get away from my clothes. I don't understand you, sir. Sir. All right, so we'll see if we actually survive with this guy, because right now it's looking like a no. All right, so he is using the restroom. Why don't you go ahead and take a shower before you start working, and then I'm going to need you to come down and start working on your prairie grass and some of your other responsibilities for the day. So why don't you start with this shower? And Silas has reached imagination level 2 and thinking level 3. Wonderful. Just take a regular shower. And then, did we hang this stuff back up? Yes, we did. Wonderful. So what I wanted her to do before she heads off with Belle is to find our mini sheep and shear and feed. So is mini sheep in our household relationship thing? Yes. Let's see if we can find Winifred. Can we? No, I don't want to do that. I just want to be able to see where she's at. Okay, so apparently you cannot focus the camera on Winifred that way. Let me see if I can't find her myself. Is there an option to call her over? Is she hiding? What are you doing? She might be blending in with the chickens because she's so little. She is not blending in with the chickens. She is not by the pool. She can't be in the house because I'm pretty sure we've got her locked out. Are you with the cow? Are you over here? Winifred? Oh, this is gonna drive me crazy. Where is Winifred? Oh my goodness, she's hiding behind the horses. Okay, so please come over here. Winifred is doing well. Let's care for her. Let's bottle feed Winifred. Did I did I ask the wrong person to do that? Or did you just decide that you're not interested? Please bottle feed Winifred. Care. Bottle feed. Please and thank you. I've never actually seen this interaction before, and I would really like to if you would please go and do it. Thank you. I've never actually had any of the mini animals, so I'm kind of excited to see what this looks like. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I can't. That is so stinking cute. Look at them. And you've got like the nature sounds going on in the background. This is perfect. I'm so glad I decided to do this. All right, so while we're over here, let's talk to her about which clouds are the fluffiest, and then let's shear her for wool. So disgustingly adorable. Oh, and then there's horses, horse butt directly in my line of sight. Oh my good, why are the horses always in here where the chickens are when they have so much of their own space? All right, looks like our clothes are still safe for now. Asher is dressed. So what is he doing? He's coming to talk to me. No, too much to do. I'm going to need you to focus on other things for now, sir. So why don't you start by harvesting your prairie grass? Harvest all prairie grass. And while he's doing that, I think I'm going to have Sawyer come over here and be friendly with Belle so that hopefully she will allow us to ride her. And she does want to pet something. We can't do that right now, but let's rub Belle's neck. And these are only slightly dirty, so he doesn't really need to focus on those. I don't know what he's going to do besides gardening. Acquire the temperament skill. Wonderful. Let's also rub your neck. I don't know if that's what we just did, but we'll do it now. And then let's clean her hooves. Yeah, I haven't played with any of this before, so just know that no matter how many months/years it's been since all this came out, I am seeing all this for the first time. So get stable, gossip. Asher has learned about prairie grass. Nice. Oh my gosh. Ace. How exciting. Asher made a discovery while searching the prairie. Got a jewel beetle. That's actually really helpful because I was trying to make what was I trying to make? I was trying to make gumbo in the pressure cooker, and I couldn't because the recipe calls for an insect, and we don't have any insects. I don't know why it does, but now we have one, so we can make gumbo for dinner. All right, so we're still not talking to you, Asher. Sorry, we are busy. So we are going to tell her a joke, and then we're going to see if we can mount. Oh, okay. All right, try and mount that horse. Why is she thinking about death? She's in an excellent mood. She's doing quite well. Can you please mount the horse? Prepare to mount. He's coming out here to talk to the chickens. If she can mount and like she can go for a ride, then I'm hoping. All right, this appears to be going well. So she's very playful though. I'm going to fix that in a second. Go for an energetic ride. Please. Please tell me you're doing it. You're not moving. No, I don't. Asher, leave me the hell alone. I'm trying to go for a ride on the horse. Go for an energetic ride. You don't have anything else to do? There's a whole farm for you to tend to, sir. Please stop bothering me. Is she saying she can't move? You got in here. What do you mean? Can you go for a regular ride? Go for a relaxed ride. Okay, so she cannot go for a ride with me. I'm so confused. Dismount. Is the problem that you're in here? Did she just throw me off? Oh, absolutely not. Can we call her over if we come out here? Let's come out here. And then I saw call over pets, so let's see if she is one of the options. She is. So once we get over here, let's do that. And then what are you doing, sir? He is going to throw something away. Hopefully not the poo in his inventory. All right, so she's over here now. Let's call over. Oh, well, Belle, if you want to talk, you're going to come to me over here. Are you coming to me over here? You are. All right, and we can try to mount you again once you're over here talking to me. Oh, well, now Ace wants to talk. I can't talk to everyone. Listen to Belle. Sure. These horses are way too temperamental. All right, can you just mount the horse, please? Oh, I see there was an option to ask for cooperation during mounting. We'll do that if it doesn't work this time. All right, we're on the horse. Let's try one more time. Go for an energetic ride. There we go. All right, so let's follow along for a few minutes and see how this goes. I'm really excited to see how this works in this world. Acquire the endurance skill. Are we? Okay, wonderful. Love this. All right, so I'll let them get going and then I will come back and check on Asher, who is not doing his job. Sir, why are you researching woohoo techniques in the middle of the day? And why do you have this in your inventory? Can we sell this? We can. He's got his beetle. He's got all of his other stuff here. He has lots of gardening to do. So why don't we start by having him come and can you feed the cow? Let's feed the cow. Let's also fill the hay for the horses. Why are you over here? Gertie? Can we feed Gertie? Refill with prairie grass hay. And then why don't you come over here and milk Gertie? She is doing quite well. So before we milk her, let's socialize with her. Complain about being in a bad mood. Show dance move. Yes, let's do that. I want to see what that looks like. So he should be on his way. Yes, he is. And I just think Asher is so stinking cute. Are you going to fill the food? He is. All right. And then he's going to come out and talk to Gertie. And while he's doing that, let's check in with Sawyer. She's still on her nice ride. This looks so good here. I don't know what, okay, there was, why is it blue back there? Like that big blue circle? Wonder what that's about. Just looks so pretty. So one of the reasons why I started doing this gameplay is I just had like a really crazy work day and I wanted to do something relaxing. So after I finished all of my adulting, I was like, you know what, let me get a little bit of like casual gameplay going. Let's give her a treat. Let's give her a healthy treat, increases animal lifespan. Well, that's not a problem. Strawberry milk, let's do that. And then I'm gonna milk you right now. Can I milk you right now? I can. Milk Gertie. Asher has unlocked the recipe for flirty treats. Information about the flirty treat animal treat has been added to Asher's notebook. Let's have a look at that actually, because I didn't even know you could make the treats yourself. Strawberry jam and sugar. Okay, we can definitely have Sawyer make some strawberry jam. Sir, why? What is happening? Are you okay? All right, that took a lot longer than it needed to, but he is now milking the cow onto the floor directly and not at all into the bucket. And his arms are doing very bizarre things that, if happened to most people, would be considered broken. So it looks like she is already producing the strawberry milk, and he's just dropping it straight to the grass. All right, so apparently something is wrong with the milking animation. Did we get any milk or did it just go to the ground? Inquiring minds want to know. It looks like we didn't get any milk. There's no milk in our inventory. There's still 8 woohoo protections in our inventory. That's wonderful. Maybe it's because you haven't finished the interaction. Is it going to go in there? Milk Gertie. Hello? All right, yes. So he did get 6 bottles of regular milk and then 1 bottle of strawberry milk. Wonderful. All right, so we can go ahead and start the gardening. I think I will have him kind of do fruits here, and then I was thinking oversized crops here and then veggies on this side. And then we do have some space in our little greenhouse area for the things that are out of season. So definitely do that. I won't make you sit through me planting all of these crops. Before I do that though, let's check in one more time with Sawyer, see how this is going. I did see that Belle got to endurance level 2. Belle will now become less fatigued when using horse barrels or jumps. Wonderful. So they're still going on their nice, relaxing morning ride. And I think when she gets back, I will have her maybe start working on dinner. What do women do on farms if they're not helping out? I don't know. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let Asher get started on the gardening, and then I will meet you guys after it's done. All right, I'm back. That took an incredibly long time, but we're kind of done. So I have fruits here. I'm gonna fill these 2 in. I'm doing veggies on this side. Our ranch hand is currently watering, so love that for us. And then these 2 sections are going to be filled in, these 2 sections will be filled with oversized plants, and we'll do more veggies here. And I did also have him go ahead and plant some off-season stuff inside. So we did all of that, and he is now at gardening level 3. It says Asher finds fun while gardening and can now fertilize plants. And Silas has reached communication level 2 while talking to a complete stranger in our ranch hand. So he's back now. I am having him come inside so that his dad can potty train him. What is mom doing? She's not doing anything. So maybe she can go ahead and start on that dinner that we were planning. So I did put the insect that Asher received in her inventory. So let's have her come on in here and cook. And hopefully she is now able to, yes, she can now make that gumbo. So I'll let her focus on that whenever. All right, there we go. And Emma is home from school. I did have her come upstairs. She's going to use the restroom, and then she's going to do her homework. She's going to do social studies homework today. All right, Silas is now inside, and I think the bathroom is empty. So let's go ahead and let Silas get potty trained, Dad. Potty train Silas. And mom should be preparing, yes. So I think after she puts that gumbo on, I'm going to have her go upstairs and take a pregnancy test, because she's thrown up now a couple of times, and Now that I've discovered that he did not use the woohoo protection that we provided for him, I'm a little concerned that she is with child, which I'm going to tell you is going to be very, very disappointing for me because I'm not ready. Like, there's way too many Sims in this house for babies. I don't know which one of you had some bread or some cheese or some other foolishness, but please go pick up that plate and clean that up if you don't mind. Oh my God, Cooper, what is the problem? Cooper is so greedy. Fill the bowl. Good grief. All right, it's a little late in the day, but it is a Friday, so not necessarily in a hurry to get the kids to bed. I'm going to let them finish up this potty training. Is he actually going? He's not. So he's doing the same thing he did before where it takes him forever and a day. And mom has filled the bowl. So let's just run upstairs really fast and let's take a pregnancy test. Ugh, that is very annoying. Hopefully no one has come in. So we paid for something just now, like two separate things. I know that one was the food for Cooper, but what was the other thing? All right, she's doing her homework. Good girl. Oh, the ranch hand left, 7 o'clock. Oh, what was that 15 simoleons for? Oh, the pregnancy test. Okay. All right, we're just spending money left and right here. All right, so hopefully this gets Silas to level 2 so that we no longer have to sit with him while he is using the restroom. And Sawyer is pregnant. There is going to be a new addition to this household. I'm so disappointed in you. Like, I did everything that I could. Come on. The only thing that we didn't do was birth control. But I felt like the woohoo protection was going to be sufficient. I honestly, like, if I did not decide to record this one, I would have probably just like MCC'd that away. But I'm not going to do that. They do both want to have another child. So this will be actually the last space in our home, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we know for a fact that we're only having one baby, but this is going to be the last spot in our household. And like I said, we've already got a nursery, so we're one step ahead of the curve. I think the one downside is that Silas is still pretty early in his toddler stage. And I do like to get my Sims to max out all of their toddler skills before I age them up. So we have a very long way to go, and I think he's going to have to continue to go to preschool pretty much every day in order to get us there. So that is crazy. Can we come out here and get our laundry? Unload and put away. Clean, dry, and warm. Oh man, that is not what I was expecting. All right, she's still doing homework. Everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing. Silas is continuing to be potty trained by his dad, and I think he is going to make it to level 2. So that's perfect. That does help out at least a little bit. Also, I never addressed this room. So in the original build, this was like a small business, like pottery studio. And I haven't decided what I want to do with this yet. Right now, it's kind of like a playroom for the kids. But I'm trying to decide between a yoga studio, and maybe she has a small business yoga studio, or like a painting room where she can come and do some creative stuff. And Silas did reach potty level 2. Silas can now use the potty chair. Wonderful. So at some point, we're going to have to tell Asher about this baby. What is this? Sawyer is going to have her first child. No, she's not. She has heard a lot about other families and their dynamics. Perhaps Sawyer has hopes for a certain type of child. Sawyer hopes for a boy or boyish child. Sawyer hopes for a girl or girly child. Sawyer does not have a preference or let fate decide. I'm going to say she doesn't have a preference. She already has one boy and one girl. So I think we will allow her to just let fate decide what happens from here. All right, she's still doing her homework. And I think if we have finished, why are we going to bother her? Help her with homework. That's fine. You can do that. And then I think when Asher is finished here, I will have him wash his hands, and then can he come and get the dinner? It's excellent quality. Let's release that steam vent. Oh my goodness, babies. I did say that I wanted to have a big family and that I was missing family gameplay, but I was not talking about destroying myself by having so many Sims in one household. Well, Asher's going to have to pick up the pace around here and help out a little bit inside the house as well as outside. Fortunately, we have that ranch hand. Emma has completed her homework, and Asher is now energized from releasing the steam vent. It says, simmering satisfaction from using the pressure cooker. Nothing quite like enjoying the delicious fruits of labor, especially when the pot does all the work. And we are going to go ahead and grab all the servings of the gumbo and we'll see what that looks like. I'm glad that it's excellent quality the first time, because sometimes when you use the pressure cooker, it doesn't always work out in your favor. I want to know why there's a beetle in this. And I really think that the Sims should be able to explain that. All right, Asher, go ahead and set the table for your family. So let's serve drinks. Let's do soft drinks, and then let's do lemonade since you guys had iced tea last night. And then I'll have Sawyer come and pick this up since her daughter is now done with her homework. You are not having any bread. Get away from the refrigerator. Like, these Sims are obsessed. Stop eating the bread. She's already down here. Oh, like, you literally just finished making food and you're trying to eat bread. That's ridiculous. All right, so she is very happy about this child. It says a child on the way from Woo Hoo. Sawyer wants children and is happy to know one is on the way. Fan-freaking-tastic, Sawyer. All right, so we've got lots of extra lemonades. We really only needed 3. We'll put these others in the refrigerator. So 1, 2, 3. We'll put these 2 in the refrigerator. And then let's have the fam come and eat. We'll have Asher sit at the head of the table. Well, he has to use the restroom and we're going to be drinking, so let's let him do that first. And also the potty is gross, so we're going to have him do that after dinner. He's automatically going to wash his hands, so that's good. And then, Mom, why don't you come and sit right here so that you can be ready for dinner. And then we will have Emma sit right here. Actually, no, somebody needs to go and get the baby. Mom, go and get the baby. What is he doing? He's imitating Cooper. I would like to see that. Oh, he's going to imitate Cooper outside. I guess this is one positive of living so far out in like the middle of nowhere, is that you can let your kid just run around outside without having to worry about something bad happening. All right, Mom, come and get your son. And I do want you to put him in the high chair so that he can eat dinner with the rest of the family. So let's disable pickup, and then let's put Silas right here. And we will allow him to come and eat with the rest of the fam. Please get up and go do those things. Thank you. And then we're going to move Emma's cup up here so that she can be ready to eat also. All right, Asher appears to be taking a poo. And actually, Asher, while we're waiting for your wife, why don't you go ahead and throw that out, and then you can wash your hands again. He better not be barking at that empty bowl because you just ate, Cooper. Is Cooper dirty? No, he's fine. Okay. I'm always worried about dogs on farms rolling around in whatever they find. All right, he's going to hang out in here with us too. Love that. All right, so he is throwing away the poo, and we are putting Silas in his high chair. Let's get Silas a bowl and a drink. Cooper wants to be petted, and we're not going to be able to do that right now. Pick up a serving. And then let's also give a drink to Silas. I think we did apple and cranberry earlier. Let's do Um, Strawberry and banana. That sounds good. And then we will put this bowl here for the baby, and he can have those. Asher, get away from the refrigerator. You don't need any bread. Is he already in there? Please don't be already in there. He is. Get away from there. Just, I'm going to reset you so that you don't actually pull bread out of the refrigerator. MC cheats. Reset. It's so frustrating because, and he pulled it out anyway, there's so many like mods that stop autonomy from the refrigerator, but none of them stop them from going to get bread or cheese randomly out of there, and it is driving me crazy. Please have a seat here. Where's Emma? Emma, come sit. I can't promise that your parents are going to wait to eat, but I'll do my best. All right, and then Silas, you can go ahead and get started. Eat that gumbo. Mom, I think I told to come and sit here. All right, well, she wanted to do that, so that worked out perfectly. Why did that not count for this? Well, chicken, cow, or llama. That's fair. All right, looks like everyone's waiting for Emma to come down. There she is. And I would have her wash up for dinner, but we have already been waiting long enough. All right, so everyone grab a bowl. Let's start with Emma. Grab a serving. And then Mom. What are you getting up for? Why would you get up? So the same thing appears to be happening with households that happens in restaurants where they sometimes get up. I don't know what the deal is there, but everyone is eating and drinking, so that is good. And I think that this will be a really good time for us to ask Emma about school today, because I don't think that they talked about that earlier. And then we'll also ask Asher about his day, since we were able to successfully get the entire family to sit down and have dinner together. Is this Amos? Be friendly. She still wants to do those two things, so we'll try and do those. Well, probably not today. All right, so I'm gonna let the family finish eating, and then Emma thinks it's time she starts receiving allowance. Do you agree? Sure. Cheap amount, children will receive about 24 simoleons, teens will receive about 45 on Tuesdays and Fridays. Low amount, children will receive about 96 simoleons, teens will receive about 180 on Tuesdays and Fridays. Medium is 144 to 270, and then high amount would be 200 to 375. Well, considering where they live and the fact that they really don't have that much money to spend, and she's also a really small child, let's go with the cheap amount. Well, they do have money to spend, but they've got other stuff that they need to spend that on. All right, so let's read what this says over here. It says Emma will now receive an allowance every Tuesday and Friday until she ages to young adult. Allowance amount will depend on grades, traits, and more. I love that. Use the allowance account on her phone to check her total balance and or transfer funds from her allowance account to your household funds. To cancel her allowance, have one of her parents use the discontinue allowance interaction. And then she also reached social level 4. She'll sometimes get better moodlets from watch some TV at a computer. Okay. All right, so it looks like everyone is finished. Mom is wanting to reaffirm her devotion to Dad. Love that. So we're going to have Emma clean up. She's tired, so she's going to clean up these dishes before everyone heads to bed. I think I will have, who's doing the best, Mom or Dad? Dad is doing the best. Let's enable pickup. And then let's go ahead and let Silas out. How is Silas doing? He's just tired, but it looks like he is otherwise okay. Mom, while Dad is doing that, why don't you put this away? Let's go ahead and put those servings in the refrigerator. And then I will have you put this back in your inventory as well. And then as soon as Emma is done, looks like her fun is low and she is a little bit tired. I will let her go ahead and watch a little bit of TV since it's Well, maybe she can read a book in bed. Maybe that makes more sense. Since she is tired, let's open this up and see if we can find a book for her to read. Peter Barker's Homecoming Hijinks. Sure. That sounds perfect. And then once she's done, I'm going to have her head upstairs. Looks like her hygiene is okay. So let's use the bathroom. She can wash her hands, brush her teeth. I'll have her put on her PJs. What am I doing? Change outfit. And then she can actually read in bed until she is ready to go to sleep. So let's have her read bed with covers, or read in bed with covers, and then the book that we just put in her inventory. So she should be all set. And then, Dad, you are messing around with Sawyer. We need you to put Silas to bed. So why don't you come and do that? Silas is dancing. Good for him. Let's come and change Silas's outfit. And then let's read Silas to bed. And then when he's done with that, I think we will have Sawyer share the good news. Seems like the type of thing that you would do without, where is she going? Get back in this house. I can't. I'm going to have to turn off the autonomy on that as well. I don't even know of all the places. I guess because I've eliminated so many other places for them to lay down. I don't feel like dealing with that right now, so I will disable the autonomy on that in the future. But right now, I'm just going to need you to bring your butt back in the house, please. And you can just sit right here until Asher is done. I cannot believe that they're having another baby. I'm telling you, I've only been playing with them for like less than a week. I think we started on a Sunday. So like, they don't need to have another baby. I still haven't figured out how to have all the Sims that we have. All right, so you just sit there. Is Emma doing what I asked? She is. Hopefully she doesn't get blocked by her dad when it's time for her to get changed. Nope, looks like the timing worked out perfectly. Is she still sitting down? She's watching TV. That's fine. You can do that. All right, so Dad is reading Silas to bed. Emma is going to come and read under the covers. I haven't seen kids do this, so let's see what this looks like. Love this. So stinking cute. It would probably be a lot cuter if Dad wasn't over here reading the toddler book. But like, look how adorable these Sims look. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I just enjoy letting them do their own thing. This looks so cute. All right, he is sleeping. So Dad, come downstairs and you can come and chat with your wife and let's get the news. Let's find out what's going on in the household. So come here, not you. That's the wrong Sim. My goodness. I wanted you to do that. Go here. And she's just going to say, hey, I took a test. I know we both wanted this, but it's happening. She's still watching TV. All right, so let me see if I can find... Oh, she was going to stop and talk to him without me even telling her to. Let me see if I can find... Look at this face. He is so stinking adorable. I can't. I'm going to see if I can find the interaction. Well, that's not how you do it. I'm going to need Sawyer to do it. Let's see. Tell joke about Sunset Valley. Friendly? Where would it be? Or can I just do... Wait, I wasn't clicked on him. I'm just doing stuff now. News. Share pregnancy news. Share big news. Which one of these is correct? Is it this one? Let's go with share pregnancy news. because it has the same icon as the pregnancy test. So I'm going to assume that that is the right one. If it's not, then it's fine. It is the right one. Okay. She's like, get ready. Oh, how wholesome. And she's cutting his face off, but that's fine. I just love these Sims. I'm having so much fun playing with them. All right, so they had like a cute little moment. Um, what is she trying to do? You already did that. All right, so let's see what kind of moodlet he got. And this is inspired to cook from watching cooking shows. Wonderful. Happy parents from announcing pregnancy. Sawyer's partner was delighted to hear about the pregnancy. Completely overjoyed, this child will bring them both so much happiness. Sawyer is daydreaming about it all already. And then, is that all she has related to the baby? That's the one that she had from earlier. So I think she is good. And then what did Asher get? Did he get anything? Wait, family time. Family oriented Sims love being friends with family members. That's cute. He hasn't received anything, maybe because she's just telling him. Reaffirm devotion. So his wife tells him that they're having another baby, and he's like, I just have to tell her once more how much I love her. I love these Sims. They are so freaking wholesome. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. It's late. They are not going to woohoo anymore. They've done that enough. But he did get a moodlet finally. It says ecstatic after hearing about a new family member. Nice. That makes me so happy. All right. So I'm going to have them come upstairs. And I think we will try and use some of our pregnancy interactions. How is Emma doing before we do that? Is she... Her fun's not going up at all. All right, Emma, just go to bed. Because I would think that reading a book would be increasing her fun, but apparently not. So I'll just let her go to sleep. And I will have Mom come upstairs and get changed. She's caressing her husband's cheek. Get changed into your pajamas. And then we will have Asher do the same. Whenever this loads in, take your sweet good old time. What is this over here? Oh, you're telling me about all of the other people who are having babies that I don't care about. Yes, this one. And then I will have Asher come upstairs and slip into his PJs as well. This is taking a long time to load for some reason. Maybe because I chose to do this right when all those game updates were coming up. All right, so we'll let him go ahead and change into that. Pregnancy started for Olive Spector with Lane Coffin. Okay. Moving notification, Captain Whitaker and Mayor Whiskers. That's good to know. Good for them. All right, so she is still not in bed. She's going to finish reading her book first. That's fine. It is a Saturday or a Friday going into Saturday. All right, so I think what I want Mom and Dad to do is come in here and read to the baby because I do love that interaction so much. Or do I have to? I keep forgetting. I think it's on the other sim. Let me try this. Read. No, it's not. It's not there. Is it here? Put Emma to bed, cuddle in bed with. Woohoo with it. Read to baby. All right, so it was there. All right, so they can come in here and read to their new little tiny human / sim that they are creating. And we just got a notification for something. Emma reached creativity level 5. Emma sometimes becomes inspired when playing with a dollhouse. Are you doing what I asked you to do? The lights came on. Okay, they are. Okay, all right. So I'm going to assume that they are going to do this at some point. There we go. They are reading to their little loved one. Love this. All right. So this is a perfect place to end this video. I'm going to end this right here. Let me know what you guys think. I'm sorry. Is he rubbing her shoulder while she does this? Let me know what you guys think of the Coleman family. Let me know if you want to see any more of them in the future. I definitely won't be creating like a full let's play around them, at least not that I think, but I don't mind posting a couple of videos here and there to share what they're up to. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.